Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I think. Oh, hi. Very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are. I'm your host and coach, Maratib Ali Shad. I very warm welcome to all Facebook audience and my Zoom audience and my colleagues and to my online lifelong study circle, which basically purpose to filling the gaps uh, of the people of individual for creation of a new amazing life by learning new and exciting things um, and mostly for fulfilling the gap of those people uh, which remain unfulfilled because of lack of awareness, because of lack of education, because lack of identification of self, which impact negatively if we don't know about ourselves, um, uh, uh, which impact negatively on about our relationship with external world, to other people, at job, within the family, and when we are interacting with the world as well. So therefore we started last week online course, which basically purpose is how we can rediscover ourselves, m- m- and one of the greatest question I can ask and find the answer, who truly I am. And the week one actually was a discussion about how we are ignorant and we don't know about the truth behind our own reality, our own existence. And we learn in details from couple of paragraphs of the famous author Eckhart Tolle, and in which we learn that how what the level of ignorance we have, and that truth we don't know. And this week, today, we actually will start a very tense, sometime emotional, sometime it will feel like a little offensive, that who you are and what do you think about myself. We will more focusedly on myself, and my old students and my audience, my colleagues, everybody must uh, have a copy pencil or a notebook to write down a couple of things which we will do during our session today, during our class. So today is 7th of November 2021, and we are going to our class. Before just going to into the class, I would ask to join my different social media links, my uh, YouTube channel, and my blog, and my also other presence as well. I'm happy to help you. I'm happy to connect with you, and you can ask your friend and family to join this free course, which is on 8-week course. So today we are in week two, and if you are not able to join any of the class in future, or if you have missed anyone, you still can attend the class, because every class has a different topic, but obviously all are connected with each other. That's how we will understand who we are, who I am. Okay, so I'm going to start exactly the content from our today. So the today is the first activity. What we can do is some quick brainstorming, and I would ask you to, if you write down on your device, or on a copy pencil, if you can take, and be very serious about yourself, because my all classes and sessions, coaching and reading are for people who are very serious about life, who do not want to be fly with the society, who wants to fly with their own flight, who wants to make their own path, they who have a courage to rediscover truly, naturally, uh, rather than the people, society, where we born, where we were nurtured, where we were educated, where we worked, and we were all the time under influence of them, and we actually lost our own identification. And that is a quest. This course is a quest, is a journey, is 8 week journey about knowing you, who you are. So my quick classwork is, if you write down what do you think, who you are, just close your eyes, or maybe you can think by think without even closing eye. I mean the deep thinking, and and think, what do you think about you, so who you are. I mean, there are so many thought could be coming in your mind actually, which you think. So you need to write down all things quickly in 1 minute, and then you can share with me one of um, on Facebook or on my Zoom. You can share with me what you have written. So start it now. Just what do you think who you are? Um, and that is the master question for the today. If somebody has done already, just let me know. Until I will check on my Facebook as well. People may have joined me there. I will use my iPad. Okay, yeah, I think I can see from here. Hmm. Okay, yeah. So because it could be the long class, but I want to be confined within our set time. So if somebody can speak about uh, what do you think who you are, what you have written, not all, just quick things. Maybe everybody can count couple of things, and other people other as well added. So Jenny, what you have written, if you can share with us.
Well, I wasn't ready to just say, "Who am I?" I don't know. Just kidding.
Mhm.
So, but I did write some things down for quickly. So I would say I am present, which means I'm present in the moment. I don't like to miss right now because of worry. I don't think about oh, what am I going to do next year? But then I also at the same time plan for next year. I'm responsible and goal oriented. I'd say I am open because I'm open for achieving a goal. But then if I don't achieve the goal, there's usually a reason why, or maybe I should be going in another direction, or maybe I should try harder because I need to, reevaluate things. So I'd say I'm insightful and loving. I love people. I love service and I love to help. So I guess that's
Okay.
the quick minute that I can
Yeah.
come up with.
Thank you. Thank you. Great. Great. Yeah, Javeria, what you have written?
Yeah, firstly, I think I'm like the Masha. It's cartoon, Masha and the beer. I love, and after that, creative mindset and fun doing person, also loving and caring. After that, I'm a good follower and a good art worker and good. I'm also good in carving and recitation, all that things.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. Yeah, Mike, if you can share also. Maybe Mike is mute or he's away.
Yeah, here I am. I
Oh,
had to
excellent.
switch screens because I didn't have paper. I was writing. Anyway, um, I wrote down that I'm an individual, a student, an engineer, a father, and I didn't get any further.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. Yeah, that's a thing. So let's go further to our thing. So obviously, because we are living in on this planet, and we know since our childhood till now, we have spent our 10, 20, 30, 40, 60 years of age, and we have been interacting or feeling different types of identities, different type of feelings about myself. So um, many people think that I'm a body, that body is made up of molecules, atoms, cells, tissues, organ. Many people think that we are a mind actually, because whatever my mind is thinking, whatever my mind can perceive and see through my five senses about myself and my relationship with my external world, that I am. And that is could be then there is a social identities, um, which is like uh, Mike has mentioned that he thinks he considered that he is dad, he's a father, he's an engineer, he's an individual, and he's a student. So lot of capacities he is identify himself, and so and many people will consider that I'm strongly masculine person. I'm strongly feminine. I'm a woman. I'm a Christian. That's a very strong identity for many people. I'm I'm a South American. I'm Mexican. I'm Muslim. I'm Indian, I'm Korean, I'm a Chinese, I'm a American, I'm French. I love to be known as an English person. I love to speak Spanish and identify as a Spanish culture and background. And many people may think about many other identities as well in the role, as well as an author, as a teacher, as a like Mike just mentioned, engineer. So many people loves to identify, or they think they are doctors, they are accountant, and he or she is a designer, a psychiatrist, a researcher, a politician, a broadcaster, a actor and actress, and lot of things. So these all uh, identities and roles we think we are, whether on a physical world, whether they are on mentally level or whether they exist in our society as an identity level or other things. So we we are billions of people living in on the planet Earth, and everybody has their own preference, their own understanding who they are, and according to their beliefs on them, they live the life. They take action accordingly. Uh, like Jenny, she has just mentioned that she thinks she's very open-minded, and she wants to live in a present moment or present. That's how she wants to identify, or she thinks she is. She's a very loving person. She loves to provide service, and there are a lot of things. So you see, it's a it's a so diverse type of opinion or identification people they do. All are not same. All are not same. Yeah, every person is very different look like, and own biases, on interest, on likenesses, on dislikenesses, and that's. But still, we all are human being. Overall, if I want to cover every person into one nutshell, we all are human being. We are being, yeah, and in form of human. Yeah, okay, that's overall picture we know, and that's we look like that. It's a reality. It's a reality. Obviously, there is no question about that. If somebody say we are not what we just discussing here, right? So let's go now and think from a different approach, and that is going to be mind changing thing. And some people can have a different feelings, and that's all part of our learning, and that's all part of our transformation if you start to think differently, as we will go into this class. And we are going to learn some of the very foundational and key things from the text of Eckhart Tolle. Eckhart Tolle is in one of the chapter on his book, is tries to tell us who we are. And let's start our reading. And I just want to see if on Facebook somebody can come there as well. If somebody is on Facebook, because my Facebook is just on a recording mode and I can't see who. But anyway, let's go and start the reading. So I would ask my colleague Jenny if she can start the reading. And it's not big reading today, but only 3, 4, 5 paragraphs we have, but all are a collection of extremely guideline based text. Every sentence of today's reading is just like a code of life. It's just like a quotation I can keep in my pocket, in my purse, when I'm start my day to follow this. It is so influential and impressing and deep text we are going to read. So therefore, we will divide the text rather than to read the whole full paragraph. Yeah. So therefore, and maybe we can repeat it again and again so that we can grasp the meaning and the deep understanding about the notion to description to understanding who I am truly. And so let's start it. And Jenny, if you can read it, please.
Your sense of who you are determines what you perceive as your needs and what matters to you in life. And whatever matters to you will have the power to upset and disturb you. You can use this as a criterion to find out how deeply you know yourself. What matters to you is not necessarily what you say or believe, but what your actions and reactions reveal as important and serious to you.
Mm, very important. So obviously we all have a different needs, and everybody has a different approach of what matters to their life most. And that's we are. So for example, some people they just describe who they are. So whatever their priorities in the life, and what they matter them most, they describe their identity as their own identification. And that criteria we can use, that how deeply we know. And but it does not mean that you are true. The irony is, whatever you think that you are, uh, it does not mean that it's a reality, which I call ultimate reality. And because most of the time what we say or what we believe does not necessarily it matters to me, or it matters to, oh yes, if it is expressing, if it is showing through my action, yeah, that is more important, you know. So for example, if I'm saying, oh, I'm that, I'm blah blah blah, or I'm a superman, or I love this, and I hate this, and I prioritize this, and I do this, and I'm defining myself, I'm expressing myself to someone, but actually my action is not what I'm saying. So what is a general reality is about actually what are my reactions, what are my action, that reveals my uh, current status or current meaning to other people who I am. So Eckhart Tolle is pointing that rather than what you believe or what you say, you need to focus on what you are acting, actually what you are reacting, what things makes matter to you most. Uh, for example, if I'm in sitting in my living room and I'm watching a TV, and suddenly my child comes, and he or she make some mischief or break something, and I suddenly become reactive and becoming angry on him or her, on my child, and that is showing what is important to me, what who I am. And outside the world, I'm talking, oh, you don't show any anger on the children if they do something wrong, or don't show uh, your annoyingness to the children, and talk very politely, respond very positively, very proactively, and that's happening with mostly people in this complex age. What they talk, they don't walk. And people who are claims to be a woman's right, people who loves their country, people whoever they are giving statements, they're doing, their actions are very opposite. So it does mean that we don't know who we are, because our actions do not align with my sayings, with my beliefs, and that's a very important. Yeah. So Eckhart Tolle is mentioning specifically, more probably you are what you are acting. So if you are hitting your child, if you are showing aggressiveness to your child, that's you are. That's you are. No matter you are saying whatever from your words, because words speaks, and that can be collection of lies, and that can deceive the observers. But your action usually cannot deceive the observers, the people, the other. That speaks mostly what you are. But the question is, even my action is showing something, still I can understand who I am from this. Yes, Absolutely. At least you know the reality who you are. And there is a litmus test you can check from your action, whether when you are in love, whether you are aggressive, whether you are in angry, whether you are in whatever, your body language, your emotions, who will be triggered by your thoughts, they will express who you are. And that's more important, okay? But who truly I am, we are going further one step ahead. That who truly 100% ultimate reality about who I am, that we are going to discover in coming minutes. So I hope that has cleared us. So we can ask a question about myself. What are the things which make me upset, which make me disturbed? So that is the next question which I want you to answer. We have a 30-second. So if you can just count quickly and write, what are the things that make you sad, make you upset, make you disturbed? Just write, you have 30 seconds.
May I have two things?
Yeah.
First one is others' opinion, and second one is some bad experiences in past.
And second is bad experiences?
Yeah, in past.
Okay. So other people's opinion makes you upset, and the
Yes,
experience. Okay, that makes you upset. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Anyone else want to share, or you can type as well in the chat, or if you are on Facebook, you can also type there. Let me see on Facebook, somebody is there. Okay. Yeah, any one thing anybody can share, what makes you upset, what makes you disturbed? For example, many people or one person can say, when any person stare at me, I become upset. Or when anybody comments about my, let's say, my something which I'm proud of, but somebody does not like it, then I become upset. Or somebody, when they said something bad to my children, I become upset. Or somebody, when they try to look down upon something which is a matter for me, then I become upset. And somebody, when they call my religion or my region or my country bad or something, I become upset. Or somebody say, somebody become jealous of me or say something, then I become upset. So there are so many things which make upset me. And if you have thought about these things, are they really a big thing? Now let's go further. If these small things have the power to disturb you, then who think you are exactly? Like, we all are human beings, and we become upset on very small things, very little things. For example, I'm sitting in a room where there is a lot of suffocation, or maybe hot or warm environment, and then I become upset. Oh my God. Oh. And at the same time, if there is if I go outside and it's a little windy and I don't like windy weather, and I become upset, obviously. So Eckhart Tolle is saying, okay, Mike is saying, selfish people make him upset. Rudeness, if other person is rude. Drunkenness, okay. Extreme criticism, okay. Yeah, they make really people upset. Absolutely. Jenny is saying justification, if it excuses, okay. Um, so if justification or excuses make upset as well, make people disturb. Okay, so let's go further. Thank you. I appreciate your honest answers. So let's go further. If these are the small things, obviously for me, it is upsetting me, but if we see on a bigger picture, maybe these are small things on a bigger level. Possibly, that's we are understanding here. And Eckhart Tolle is saying that will be your unconscious belief, which you think unconsciously. And when you see and you consider yourself as small person, oh, sometimes I become upset, but I feel little upset. Why I'm caring about this? It's a small thing. I know why it's happening, but I'm still. So we feel small most of the time, which makes disturb, isn't it? So what are these small things which makes us disturb or which feel myself small? So ultimately, all things are small in reality, because Eckhart Tolle is saying all things are imaginary. It's a very radical thing. All things are imaginary, temporarily, and non-existent. All things which I'm caring about or which matters to me, all things are just creation of my mind, my egoic mind or my other mind. Um, when I say egoic mind or egoistic mind, the other mind means the mind which is not under influence of ego, but mainly the mind is a ego. When I say you are egoistic person, it means you are reacting or you are talking or you are speaking or you are shoutly expressing your words through your mind thoughts. And that all are reflection of your ego. But few peoples who have still mind, but their mind is under conscious, not ego. That mind is the desirable mind. But still, the natural mind which we have, it's a absolutely reflection of ego. And all thoughts about which make me disturbing, which make me upset, are very small in reality because they don't exist. It exists only mind. How? Maratib, what are you talking about? Maratib, how is it possible? Of course, selfish people are there. Of course, there are rude people who becomes arrogant, or they are just rude and they really disturbs, and it's a reality. How you can say that they don't exist or it's imaginary? No, I have experience. I have experience of victim, of become victim uh, of rudeness or from the other people, or I mean many people can say. Let's try to learn in a deeper way. And I will come back on this thing, that how it is temporarily, how it is imaginary. When I say imaginary, it means it does not exist in reality. So Eckhart Tolle is saying these all small things which make me small as well are imaginary. Okay, so let's try to learn from the example. I was sitting on the table, let's say, and I am saying that I know that I'm immortal spirit. So it means that the Eckhart Tolle is mentioning about your immortality. Many people think that they are immortal, is in a deeper sense. And Or we can think that I'm tired of this mad world, and the peace is all I want. Mostly people also say they hate the world where they are living, and they also in quest of finding the path to live peacefully as well, isn't it? So imagine I'm thinking, I'm sitting somewhere and I'm thinking these two thoughts. Either I'm immortal spirit or soul, or I hate this world and I want to just get peace. That's most important for me. And I'm thinking, I just need peace. And in while you are thinking, suddenly a phone rings, a call rings, and you take the call, and there are bad news. Oh, stock market has collapsed. You have, it means your investment has make you drawn. Oh, there was a dealing, there was a business deal that has fallen through. Oh, oh, my car is stolen down. Oh my God, I don't have car now. Your mother-in-law has arrived. That's quite funny, but for many people, it's a bad news. Uh, my trip is cancelled, which I booked for going to my it was my dream tour, and that has cancelled. Oh my God, my contract has broken down. That all you are listening on the phone rings. Yeah, remember, and just before phone rings, you were thinking that I hate this world and I want peace. So you will see what is going on now. Or your partner has left you. Oh, that's a very bad news. Or they demand more money. What the greedy people are they? And they say it's my fault. I was at fault during the collision at the and on the road accident. How is it possible? So these type of bad news you hear on and you listen on the phone rings. Now, what will be the reaction? The moment you were saying that I'm an immortal person, I'm an immortal spirit, I mean, you have that are very good thoughts, and you were thinking that you are, and at the same time you were thinking that I hate this world and I want peace. But as soon the phone rings, there is some bad news, and what happened after that bad news? You suddenly feel anxiety, become angry, and you showing aggressiveness about the situation which you just heard, isn't it? Now, tell who you are actually. You are the one, you are the person who want peace, and you did act according to what you're looking for peace, or you did react actually on a bad news, what you think that is a bad news, and then that whispering, that voice of going into the peace is just vanished, and your most priority is your addressing the issue with higher intensity, with angerness on the any news which you heard, any bad news, isn't it? That's from here we can understand who I am actually. What is my current state of my mind? Not mind, sorry. What is the current state of my being now? I'm become upset on these things, and I wish that I want to explore horizon of peace. It's completely contradiction. No, that's the Eckhart Tolle is giving you, is showing you the mirror, who you are. Your priorities are different what you think you are or you want to be. You think that you are immortal spirit, but you become aggressive when your child throws the water on the floor. and that becomes instantly more important thing for you. When your tour trip is cancelled, you become upset, and you are a different person. Exactly, because your action speaks louder than your words or your thoughts, what you think about. So don't try to deceive. This is a reality show. This life is a reality show. Through your action, you will think that you will understand who I am. Then what happens? The harsh, a voice come in my mind that I can't take any more of this. And what happens? You start to blame. Now you will be amazingly response. I mean, sarcastically, I'm speaking. Now I will defend whatever I have a bad news. Okay. Who said I'm a wrong? I try to defend. My ego is just ready to defend my position. I'm ready to blame now. I'm ready to attack you now. I'm ready to defend myself. I'm ready to justify myself. And now I'm on autopilot mode. Eckhart Tolle is saying, I'm on autopilot mode. It does mean whatever the bad news I heard just from the ring, from the phone call, I just going to do whatever I can do to stronger my ego, to defend it, whether it was wrong or bad or blah, blah, blah. Now that he's saying something is obviously more important to you than the inner peace. Like I said, the moment ago, you said that that was all you wanted. You are no immortal spirit anymore now, either. That you have exposed yourself. The deal, the money, the contract, the loss of car, the threat, all are important to you, isn't it? But you were saying that you are immortal spirit, or you want to have a peace or blah. Not to me. That's how I'm small. The small me that seeks security, fulfillment in things, and these are all important to me. And that's I'm fail actually, because my anger has exposed me, and I will remain small. Or in other way, I will remain with my what we call egoic reaction all the time, and that is my identification at the moment. Well, and Eckhart Tolle is further saying, at least you know that who you are now. Now, at least, because you have exposed yourself, what is your priority? There is a huge gap between your walk and talk. There is a huge gap between what you want to do and what actually you are doing. You have exposed totally in your eye. Okay, now still we have a question who I am actually. If I know now I know my current state, okay, that's fine. But truly, naturally, who I am. Maybe my action was a reaction of my childhood experience, my bad office experience with my colleagues or boss, or bad experience of my ex-husband or my ex-wife or my ex-partner. But apart from this or beyond this, who I am. So still we are on the journey, still. So it's a very, just we are 2 paragraphs away, and we will know at least from the eye of Eckhart Tolle who I am. So let's try to read a quick paragraph from Eckhart Tolle, and let's try to understand. So I would ask Mike if you can read it, please. Yeah, the half paragraph from here, and that would sorry, we will go.
If peace is really what you want, then you will choose peace. If peace mattered to you more than anything else, and if you truly knew yourself to be spirit rather than a little me, you would remain non-reactive and absolutely alert when confronted with challenging people or situations. You would immediately accept the situation and thus become one with it rather than separate yourself from it.
Thank you. It's a great reading. You see, it's a very self-explanatory, and you can conclude what happened in the situation. And if the peace was the most important thing in your life, then when the phone ring and as soon you heard the bad news, it should not influence you negatively. You will remain non-reactive, but obviously alert. Alert does not mean that you are ignoring that news. No, it does not mean, but you are reacting. And when you are reacting, your negative emotions become part of you, or actually you were like this, because you are changing, your emotions are changing with the challenges from the people or situation. And then from mouth and from thought and from your shout, from your words, you think that you are a peace lover, but you are reacting violently. So that's Eckhart Tolle is trying to say. But at least we know that we can know who we are at the moment. Yeah, carry on, please. Mike, go ahead with the next two paragraphs, small, quick lines.
I'm sorry. Then out of your alertness would come a response. Who you are, consciousness, not who you think you are, a small me, would be responding. It would be powerful and effective and would make no person or situation into an enemy. The world always makes sure that you cannot fool yourself for long about who you really think you are by showing you what truly matters to you. How you react to people and situations, especially when challenges arise, is the best indicator of how deeply you know yourself.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you. So you see, it's repeatedly okay. Now the question is, you have known, you have exposed yourself already, and now you deeply know that who you are, and you will know exactly who you are. That's we know, and obviously that is small me, and that's we understand now. Okay, let's carry on, and we will understand why I did this. Now we are going further step ahead. We are very close to know who we are. So in that journey, we are reading the text with Eckhart Tolle, and we are in the next phase of knowing further detail. Now why did I react like this? And why I didn't know before about this thing? Because if I knew before my body reaction, my emotional reaction, my reactivity, or the sensitivity of reactivity, then I would be aware about this, and then at least I would have a power to control myself, and at least I could control. But still, even if I'm controlling my reactivity, it still does not mean that I'm not reactive. You see, for example, if I'm seeing a situation and I'm a reactive, I'm becoming egoic, violent person, or I'm going to show something through my physically action, or through I'm becoming red now because of my anger. That's my reactivity. But my thought is saying, oh, don't show, be silent, don't show. You don't know. He's a boss of the company. Forget about. And you are not showing. It does mean that you control your emotions and you think that you are not this. That is another exposure. That is another point of expose. That if your brain is stopping you for some exposure to show, to stop your emotion on the moment in the situation, you still are that emotion. You still, because it is lie inside you. You were becoming violent, that's still inside you. So you are that person on the moment. So, okay. So the more limited, the more narrowingly egoic the view of yourself, the more you will see, focus on, and react to egoic limitation, the unconsciousness in other. And you know that when you are going to respond and you will start to conclude or further contemplate about why did it or why this happened, you will understand that you are thinking this is the fault of other. Their fault, or what you perceive as their fault, become to you their identity. It's a very important text Eckhart Tolle is saying. The other people's fault, or at least what you are perceiving their fault, becomes their identity. And he says this means you will see only the ego in them. Therefore, it will strengthen the ego in yourself as well. When you see the ego in other people, who is making you, who is provoking you, who is poking you, who is pushing you to, who is tapping you negatively, actually you are seeing them as an ego. And that ego actually is not in them. It is your ego. You are projecting your ego on other. You are projecting your fault on others, in others' say. Instead of looking through the ego in others, you are looking at the ego. So you must, in this situation, you must know the other people through the ego, but actually you look at the ego. And as soon you look at the ego, you become ego. So basically, whatever the ego you are pointing on other, in your boss, in your partner, in your other, you become ego. And you think that it is ego in them. No, it is your own personal agenda that you wanted to see them as an ego. So for example, if I want to blame my wife about something, I will blame her, because that my ego will project my agenda on the situation to see, to perceive her as a disloyal person, as a betrayal person, as a lied person. And it will happen. But that happened because of your ego. Because their fault actually, or what you perceive as their fault, becomes to you their identity. And hence you look at their ego, and that you, as soon you will attach with this ego, you actually inviting this thing as your own ego, and you are ego. The logic behind why you were reactive, why you think that you were small and how you were reacting in the previous paragraphs has the root cause of ego inside you. And Eckhart Tolle is further saying the very unconscious people experience their own ego through its reflection in other. You see that many, if you see the wrestler, when the wrestler come into on the place to fight with other wrestler, then they start to show their ego and they tap them and they push them so that their ego will reflect on other, and then they will have a reaction from ego of other person. So when both will have on the same level of ego, then they will start to fight, and that will be create excitement and a full fight, and exactly that thing happen. But in this thing, little different, that only happens because of ego inside you, and that ego will reflect on the external world. So basically the root cause, the root thing is your own ego in all thing, and which is making your identity, which is showing, which is exposing you. Okay, let's go further ahead. When you see that now you are a victim because your car has been stolen, you have been robbed, your partner has left you, obviously you thinking that you are a victim, and everybody love to be victim, because by doing so he or she will have a sympathies or care or attraction from other people, right? Okay, but this victim thinking is also in the result of this realization. And the Eckhart Tolle is saying, when you realize that what you react to in other is also in you, and also many times is only in you, you begin to become aware of your own ego. So when you start to see the ego, and when you are projecting your ego in other, and then if you are aware, oh no, actually it's my ego. No, my wife is very innocent, or she's okay. It is my ego. I'm aware about this, my own ego. He says at this stage, you may also realize that you were doing to other what you thought other were doing to you. It means if you think that your wife was the fault or had the fault, and you sooner understand and realize, no, it was my fault, it was my ego, then as soon you realize, you come out from the feeling of being victim, you know. So it means that to feeling a victimized identity or victim being is also result of my ego, which I see with other, because I'm thinking my other person, other company, my other partner, my other whoever situation is, that he or she or they are responsible for me, and that my fault of understanding because of my egoic mind, and also in a result of because of that I feel that I'm a victim now. And when you understand and realize, no, it was my own fault, that will wipe out the victimization of yourself in your eye, and you become little stronger now. You are now free from being victim, even though you heard the bad news, because that bad news is now no longer a bad news, because your priority is not this thing, or you will remain alert, but this is not your bad news. You have the capacity to keep non-reactive, remain non-reactive, so that you don't feel eventually victim yourself. So Eckhart Tolle is further saying you are not ego. So when you become aware of the ego in you, it does not mean that you know who you are, but it does mean that you actually know who you are not. It's a beautiful and very deep, thoughtful sentence, and actually thought. Now, actually, at this stage, when you know that you are not ego because you have thrown or broken the blocks of that ego, and you are no longer victim, you are not giving your sense of identity and security to the loss of your car, or to the insurance company, or to the stock exchange, or to your partner. Now you did not give your sense of worth to them. Now it means you are not longer ego, but at least you know that who you are not. It doesn't make sense. So Eckhart Tolle is saying that it shows you what you are not. What I'm not. I'm not ego. I'm not victim. I'm not reactive. You see, these are the next understanding in a deeper level who actually you are. So in a deeper level, if I say who you are, it does mean that you know that who you are not actually. And why he said this, saying that it is through the knowing that who you are not, that the greatest obstacle to truly knowing yourself, that is removed. You know, when I will say you who you are, let's say I say to my one of audience, his name is John, and I say, John, who you are, and you will say, okay, I'm a politician. Okay, so he is closing his wholeness into a one role as a politician, and he may have many other roles or a vast other broadness in their in his being, but he is confining himself into a one small role as a politician. Whatever the role you will give to you, and you say that you are, actually that makes you small. And that is the reflection is also your ego. Whatever you identity you will give. I'm a sports person. I'm a American. I'm a French speaking person. Whatever you will give the identity, or um, tell that who you are, that will block you, that will make you more limited, and that will be obstacles all the time throughout your life. So Eckhart Tolle is saying, don't give yourself any name. In fact, he's saying, don't give any identity to you. What? What is talking about? Oh my God, I'm a man, I'm a woman, I'm a manager, I'm a mom, I'm a dad, I'm a millionaire, I'm American, I'm a Indian, I'm a Chinese. And he's talking about don't give yourself any identity, don't give yourself any name, because you are not of these names or identity. What are you talking about? You might have this question again. I'm speaking sarcastically about your response. Now, we are at the conclusion. Eckhart Tolle is saying, nobody can tell you who you are, because whatever you will think that you are, or you have given your name, it's just a concept. It's a concept of an ego, taught by yourself through your culture, through your whatever. He's saying very strong words, And that is the guideline of the life and the ultimate reality. I will take your all attention to my audience on Facebook and also on Zoom. He's saying that you require no belief who you are. You don't need to know, because as soon you will give any name, any label, any identity, that will make you close, that will make you egoic, that will give you a defending position to believe on this, and every belief will make you weaker and pathetic in a long term. In fact, every belief is an obstacle. It does not even require your realization. Since you know, since you already who you are. Okay, for example, you know, whatever you are, let's say you are XYZ or ABC. That's you are. If you are giving the wrong label, or actually whatever the label you will give, it will be wrong, because all labels are the mind creation. All labels are the part of your nurturing through your childhood to your genes, from your genes to from your media, from your schooling, from your parents, from your own experience, your own biases, your own everything is a falsification. All is a reflection of your falsehood. So whatever you will give the name is the false actually in reality. So you don't need to give any name to yourself. But you must know who you are not. If I say to you, you are a dad, you are a mom, you are a director, you are a, let's say, Chinese person, what is exactly I'm limiting you? That's we already know. But you should know that I am not this on, because it is limiting me. I'm an open person and I'm a being. Even that being is confining you. But because we are talking on with the language with each other, that's why, for making you understand that you are, I mean, don't label yourself with any identity, because all identities are fake and temporary, or maybe imaginary, and are concept. So therefore, you should know who you are not. And that is this stage which our class has a great lesson at the moment, that you don't need to label yourself. Still, this is one of the dimension which Eckhart Tolle is saying, who you are. Yeah, what do you think who you are? Our original course name is Rediscovery of Yourself, who you are. And today is a week 2, and we are learning the topic exactly what I'm thinking I am in a practical approach. And we are going in more in depth to understand what I believe and what my actions are actually, and what these actions are in result of what. And from there, we are concluding that we are nobody. But what we know, I am not that. Or what, at least I am not this. I'm not only that, please. Okay, that is a concept. That engineer is a concept. Being a doctor is a concept. These are all labels is given by my society. But that's not truly I am. So in this course, we are learning who I am. And that is one of the greatest paradigm we are just have learned. So all labels, all identities which I have are imaginary, given by my society to you, to me. And I believe and I think that I am. But in reality, I'm not of these. I'm a conscious who is aware about this reality. You know, every that role or identity can be lost, can be disappears, and will be wiped. You know, whatever the role you are, you changing role every day. Whatever you are changing every day. Do you think that these are my two hands, right? I have a face, I have a body, and you think that I'm the same person who was one hour before when I start this class? Do you think that? Yes, you are thinking, but it's not reality. The absolute reality is my body continuously changing every minute, every moment. My atoms, my molecules, my millions of atoms in my body have died during 1 hour. And new atoms were created, and new cells were created, and many hundreds of maybe millions of cells were died during a couple of hours. I'm a new person now. And that same thing happened with you. Your body is continuously changing. Your genes are continuously changing. The only thing, Stephen Covey says, the only thing in this world is change is a constant. The change is constantly happening. Your identity as a dad, your mom, your politician, your male, female, Muslim, Christian, everything is continuously changing. But if you want to stick with that, we are the silliest person on this planet. We are love to limiting it means, and that's happening. And therefore, sufferings, pain is our destiny. That's why people remain in suffering, remain in pain all the time, all the life, until they die. Because of these things, because of their lack of awareness about who you are. You know, when the person is dying, the greatest misery or the tragedy he or she can see, oh, I worked really hard with my children. And after 40, 50 years ago, I'm now leaving them. I'm dying as a mom. I will not be a mom of them. Oh my God. You know, we cry and we suffer because of our identities when we are dying. Oh my God, I earn £1,000,000. I became billionaire in last 20 years by untidy work I did. And now I'm dying. All my money will go. Where my money? My God, I will lose my all money. You know, these all identities, because these were fake, these were imaginary, and that I was believing that all I'm composed of, that's why they all give you pain when you are dying. They all give you pain when you have a risk to lose them. Because the real thing, if there is a real thing, you will never be in suffer because of that. Real things never make you cry. Real things does not have any of advantage to make you cry. Imaginary, fake, temporarily things are only things which make you suffering when you are dying. So therefore, we need to live the world, obviously with these roles, but with the awareness. We need to be aware about ourselves, what we are performing, different roles, different identities we are thinking. Actually, we are not. These are just my survival mode. And if you are associating your true identity with these survival things, then we are the serious person on this planet. Then nobody will stop me to die miserably. And nobody can stop me to suffer, not with physical illness, but mental illness, with the fears, with the guilty. All things is a part of myself, because I don't know who I am actually. I am thinking that who I am, all are imaginary roles and identities I'm giving because of creation of my egoic mind, learned from the society. And I did not see myself in a broader way actually. And that's why I'm lost. So that is our today's class. And I believe that it is very tense and difficult as well, because it is giving us challenge to my sense of identity, which I have come through, which I learned from my childhood till now. How is it possible? I'm nothing of these things, but I mean, but it is a reality. I mean, last week I was explaining you that imagine that I'm thinking that I'm a human being, and all the 70 years, 50 years of my age, I lived as a human being. I think that I'm a human being. I behaved as a human being, and blah, blah, blah. But imagine that after 60 years, you were come to that truth that you were actually table, and you were thinking that you were a human being. Imagine what the level of truth will be revealing on that time, and what the level of suffering you will feel, that and silliness you will feel, that how stupid I was, how silly I was. And that is, I mean, at least we need to contemplate our existing challenges of identities. And that will make us very clear who we are and how we should live in this world, and how we can die peacefully, how we can die with a smiling face. And actually death is itself our imagination, but at least in the death time, at the death stage, you will not suffer of any of the role what you are passing through, you were passing through. The person who who does not have a truly association with their role identities in the world will not have any condemnation, any association or attachment at the time of the death, isn't it? Therefore, we have to be aware. That is the purpose of this course. And yeah, so before I go finish this class, I would ask you if you have any question. Some people, some gurus, and some reality thinker, they say that if we have some some feeling of anxiety after this discussion or this type of learning, and we feel little sad, then this is normal, because um, because obviously it is giving me, it is challenging me for my existing belief what I was actually. And our body can react a little bit, maybe aggressively, maybe a little awkward, uh, but all we are learning anyway. I'm learning, you are learning, um, and that's contemplation you have to do with yourself, and that's the whole point of this class and the course as well. So if you have any comment or question, please feel free to share. You can type as well, and I can read it for you.
I want, may I? First.
Yeah, Javeria. You have a
Well,
question, Javeria?
yeah, well, you make our Sunday really, truly very great, wonderful, amazing, and fantastic. And today's class is truly amazing, and which gives me a sense of identify myself. And I truly identify myself today that who I am and who I am not actually. I am. I want to become a source of love and caring and a source of serving person.
Amazing, amazing, absolutely. It's a great learning, and you are showing absolutely. We don't need to give any label who I am, but only we need to know who we are not. So, and that's is for me. And we need to be very alert about my ego, because my ego will project my definition upon other and others' definition upon me, and it will make me pollute it or even dilute it. And that's why I need to be aware about this thing. I need to be um, alert about this thing. But obviously we are learning, we are living in this survival age, in this world. But I'm helping the people to make their death lightly, suffering, living without suffering, ever smiling faces, and these things.
Yes, truly. After attending this session, I feel that I am charged and full of positivity.
Oh,
Wow,
me
wow.
too, Juaria. Same, absolute same. This is a great class and very
Yes.
self-reflecting. We got to really, really think. I've taken so many notes, Maratib. This has been amazing. Thank you.
Amazing. No, you're very welcome. It's a great thing. Even after these classes or a course, it will change or very positively change on the life, and you will see the quality of relationship, quality of knowing the reality will be reflected upon your being after this thing. And this is all experience, um, and you will have this experience. Life is actually an experience, a journey of experience, and in that experience, whatever I'm imagining about myself and giving my identity will reflect the level of quality of the life on me, whether it's a miserable life or it will be a happiest life. That's only I have a power to do this. But at least it will be possible when I know that who I am not. That is a most important thing. I'm who I am not. And who I am, I don't know. and I should not know, because whatever the label I will give, it will limit me. Because every label has a limitation. Every label has a definition, and definition means you are defining, you are closing in a definition, and you are forgetting about the outside. And I cannot allow myself or someone to define me, because I don't have definition. But I know that who I am not, and I am open and limitless being, in which I'm a dad, I'm a mom, I'm a politician, I'm a man, but I'm not in reality, but I'm just performing these roles. I don't need to associate my emotional intensity with these roles. Just I'm passing through these roles, because as soon I will connect deeply with these roles, I will be sticking with them. I will be attaching with these roles, and these will make my death process very complicated. And not only the death process, but also the quality of living as well. I will feel pain. I will feel suffering. I will feel unhappy. I will be very poor in managing relationship because of these things. So because I don't want to do these things, therefore I don't want to put labels on me. I'm like a sky without boundaries. I'm a limitless. Don't label on me. So that's the main thing which we are trying to think. So next Sunday we will go for class number 3 in a week 3 of this online course in rediscovering self, who truly I am, and we will learn in details about third important topic, and the subject actually is not the topic, because in that subject there are many subtopics and the main topics as well. The subject will be abundance and scarcity mindset, which is a part of my being, and it's very close linked with my identity crisis. And that identity crisis I have to understand, I have to manage, and it will reflect on my personal life, my professional life, my family life, and the next class will be very important as well, give you a very great paradigms as well. So yeah, so next subject will be abundance and scarcity mindset, with a very different approach. The abundance and scarcity mindset, maybe we know on a superficial level what does it mean, but how it is linked with my identity, how it is linked with my how it is linked with my myself actually, which I'm thinking I am, and which gives a lot of flashing great secret news as well. And that's it. So thank you so much for today's class, and you can invite your friend and family for this online class, and you pass this link to your social media, to your colleagues as well. And yeah, that's it. I'm your host, Maratib Ali Shad, and I will see you next Sunday, same time, and on Facebook and Zoom. All the best. Have a great weekend ahead.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye. Thank you.